but we always try. Violent crimes, though, from my point of view, when we're dealing with violent crimes from individuals that have committed violent crimes in the past, to me, they're the people that we have to watch the most for. And I know law enforcement, from law enforcement's point of view, you know, their role in the system is to stop crime. It isn't necessarily to make sure that somebody gets treatment or anything else. So law enforcement, they have to play their role in the system too, which is a little bit different than what we do at the state attorney's office, a little bit different than what they do at the public defender's office. And I know from their point of view, because I have to deal with them on a daily basis, they can get frustrated when an individual commits a crime, gets out a short period of time later, and then you're arresting the same guy again, pretty much for the same thing. So it's sometimes it's a level of frustration with that. And we take a look at that too. How many times you've been through the system? Is it making a difference? If it's not making a difference, maybe we have to try something else. And something else might have to be maybe a longer sentence. But we look at all those, all the factors. We look at everything, and we try to do it on a case-by-case basis and not just pigeonhole people.
I'm going to ask you one last serious, not geared to get you into trouble, but you work for the state attorney's office, so I have to take advantage of the opportunity. And I think I asked this question when another of your bosses was on the show as well. We have limited space in our prisons. And I've heard the issue of concern mentioned that because we have limited space, then what we try to do is not necessarily convict somebody to add to that number. Or is that a consideration? I know what the answer is going to be, or should be, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is that a consideration when it comes to really convicting and deciding whether you're going to go after a conviction, you know, to send somebody to prison or whatever? The number of, you know, the amount of cell space that we have, or the prison's full, or how many can we afford to, whatever?
It's not the biggest factor, but we can consider that. Now, if we have a person that's committing a violent crime and is likely to commit one again, then it's not a factor, because then it becomes a real question of public safety. Then that can't be, you know, money, jail cells, how much space we have, that really can't be an issue. But with other individuals, say if it's mainly a drug offender that just keeps repeating and repeating, sure, you should consider whether that should be the case. I know a lot of drug offenders now are taking up a lot of space, and I think that should be taken into consideration.
You know, my hat's off to you, because you were honest enough to give an honest answer on that, and some people would kind of skirt around it and just say what's politically correct. Which is that, oh, of course we don't, you know, that doesn't, but it does matter, you know, and I'm sure it matters, because you don't want, if you've got limited space, you don't want people who aren't as violent taking up the space of somebody that you can get off the street who is violent. I mean, that would be the worst case scenario in my opinion. Chris, you know what I know. But anyway, I would think that would be the case. Well, you know, we're into the last minute of the show, and I do want you to share with people, because, you know, you guys understand that judicial candidates are limited in terms of what they can say and all that kind of stuff, but really you've been very straightforward in everything. You really shared a lot. You've answered every question. You haven't hedged on anything, and you know that deserves a big yahoo, I tell you. But would you now share with people, if they're interested in knowing, you know, more about you, give them your website. Also, share with them, you know, if they want to help or contribute or whatever, where it is that they would want to go. And that may also be the website. And is there a way to actually contact you?
Yes, there is. We have a website, and it's easy to remember. It's DennisCraigForJudge.com. I'm also on Facebook. If you want to be able to get in contact with me directly, the Facebook might be quickest way for us to be able to get back to you quickly. And I'm open to talk to anybody who wants to speak with me. I've been working all the way up till now. As a matter of fact, I've been more part-time campaigning and full-time working. But starting next week, I'm going to be taking off work and basically going to be working full-time on the campaign. So anybody that has a question or a concern or would like to help or take a yard sign or stand at the pool with one of my signs, you know, give me a call, find me on Facebook, we'll get in contact, and I'll talk with you. And
that's DennisCraigForJudge.com. Okay, and you need to tell them that we mentioned, guys, that there are about 6 people in the race, so this race will be in the primary, and that will be at all 4 counties in the district, right?
That's
in the
right.
circuit.
Volusia County votes too for this, so
right.
We want to see you at the polls, and we want to see you there on August 24th. Come out to the primary. Just don't wait for the general election. Come out to the primary. All right,
and we know that early voting also starts, and I believe that's August the 9th. So you can also do your early voting prior to the actual primary of August 24th. And so you have the website, you have a way, you know, Facebook, social networking, got that thing going as well. So again, if you do want to contact and you want to get in touch with DennisCraigForJudge.com, that's basically where you do want to go. Any final closing comments of anything that we haven't covered that you want to make sure people remember?
Okay. Besides my legal experience, I've got a lot of family experience. Family's what's most important to me, and I enjoy community service. I've enjoyed public service, and I want to continue that as your next judge. Thank you.